Hey friends, welcome back. I'm finally caught up, y'all. Last two videos before episode 5 come out tomorrow. Y'all probably won't get this one until sometime next week because just the way I don't want to overload and over upload. I will still upload season 2 episode 5's episode tomorrow though. So I am here to review season 2 episode 3 entitled Rise+Fall. The episode starts out giving a backstory on Mr. Lawson. Of course, we saw how he was raised and why he is the way he is. His father raised him to always dress with a shirt and a tie because that is the only way that he felt black people would be taken seriously. He also witnessed his father go through some things, and he questioned his father, but his father always told him, like, you always have to stay in a position. You can't act out because if you act out, it'll cause you to lose your position. Of course, Mr. Lawson's image is everything to him, which is why, of course, leading up to the whole thing going down with Jace, image is everything to him, especially because, he may be trying to move up in the ranks at the school. After the game is over, a reporter meets with Mr. Lawson. So this is right after the game that Crystal showed up to for Jace. Crystal, the reporter came up to him and basically said she wanted to talk to him about some details about the article about some news that was prone to come out the next day. But because, Mr. Lawson and Ike have this basketball game they're supposed to do, he tells her he has a prior commitment and he cannot meet with her. So after that, the guys come out of the locker room. Well, they're in the locker room. They congratulate Ike on winning his first game. They give him the game ball. They tell Jace happy birthday. And so they basically leave out and they're going to a party at Royale's house. So they're finding out their rides or whatever. And so Jace walks out and he notices that the balloon that Crystal had is at the top of the ceiling and she's not there waiting for him after the game, which means she left and he's, suspecting that something is wrong. Just by like the look on his face, I guess he was kind of down because I guess he expected Crystal to be there when he got out. While the guys are outside, they're walking outside, Jace's mom gives him 2 birthday presents. She gives him a box of protective shields, because I don't know if you can say that word on YouTube, because the children be watching. But she gave him a box of raincoats for when he wanted to, engage in adult activities. But he was like, whoa. So I don't know if he thought it was weird because his mama gave him that or because, he's active. But from what we know, Jace is not currently active. Oh, Lord, that's so funny. Anyway, Jace is not currently active. So Jace and the boys get in the car and go to the party. Crystal comes out after them and they walk up. She walks up to Jenna and she says, hey, they're Jenna and Jackie. And so she was like, oh, I ain't seen you in a while since we moved out of the neighborhood. And so that led me to believe, that may have something to do with why Crystal and Jace may not be as close anymore. Because I guess they lived near each other at the time when they were younger, and so they spend a lot of time together. But now, that's not the case because we know in last season Jenna was saving her money because she said she wanted to get them out of that neighborhood. There seems to be a battle of the egos with Ike and Mr. Lawson, simply because Mr. Lawson feels like he's the top 10% of the blacks, and Ike thinks that he ain't good enough. And so basically Mr. Lawson in so many words came out and told Ike that he don't feel like he's good enough and that he feels like he's not worthy of the job. But the only reason why Ike is up for interim is because of the fact that people pretty much vouch for him. But they got Ike doing all this additional stuff like taking classes and stuff to kind of zhuzh up his resume so he can look like the cream of the crop. They make a few wagers. Basically, Ike don't want to be called interim no more, and they kind of go back and forth about, if Ike wins, Mr. Lawson can't wear no tie. He got to wear like normal clothes. And if Mr. Lawson win, Ike has to wear like formal attire, suit and tie. You know, games, practices. He said all of that. All that shebang. So they get to Royal's house. They get to the party. Jace is, you know, getting there. They celebrating Jace. You know, everybody's dancing, having a good time. Crystal get there. And she's like, Jace, I need to talk to you. So her and Jace go up to this room. And they sit down and have a conversation. And, you know, like, Crystal seems like she's all over the place. And Jace don't know what's wrong. So he's like, what's up? And then she was just like, well, Crystal Cook, the reporter, was like, what is his name? Is it Warwick? I've been calling that man Coach Garrett. That is not his name. It's Warwick or something like that. Coach Warwick, you know, she says that Coach Warwick knows who beat him up or whatever like that. And so Jace was like processing what Crystal is telling him. And so he was just like, well, Crystal, you know, I'm not finna sit here and go over anything that happened 4 years ago. Jace is like, I'm not entertaining it because they didn't know nothing then. They ain't gonna know nothing now. They ain't heard nothing. They ain't gonna hear nothing from me. Period. And so, Crystal was just like, I just got offered this scholarship to UMD. Like, I'm up for McDonald's All-American. Like, something like this can take everything that I've been working so hard for. And Jace was simply like, well, Crystal, we're not together. So I'm just like, y'all not together. I mean, you just said it just like you ain't just was all up in arms because she was at your game, Jace. Don't do that. But anyway, so he was just like, well, Crystal, we not together, so they don't really have nothing that, you know, they can say about us or whatever. And so she was like, so Jace, what is your solution to all of this? He was just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. And then she was like, well, who was there? And he was like, I'm not telling you who was there. And so now basically Crystal kind of leaves the party because I don't think she was satisfied with Jace's answer, because she came to him like, you know, this happened, Jace, like what is the game plan? And I guess Jace's game plan wasn't sufficient enough for what she was expecting. So she left and walked out, and she had attitude, and Jenna saw it. So Jenna went and got the cake because she know like if Crystal is leaving in that manner, Jace is going to be upset because she know that's her baby boo. She know that's Jace boo. She know Jace love her, and something must be wrong because they ain't, you know, she noticed they ain't been speaking lately or whatever. So she go get a cake and you know, they sing happy birthday, he blow the candles out. While it is happening, Musa is trying to hook Drew up with this girl he got a crush on. You can tell that like Jace's whole headspace shifted after Crystal left, because from then on the rest of the night, Jace was in a funk. Like he was just messed up, right? And so Jace, while everything else is going on, Jace texts Crystal, and I guess the last time they talked, I think somebody said how many points somebody had. Somebody was like 35. But he was like, how do you know Coach Warwick is out, or what do you know, or how much time did he get? And I think she said he was in jail for a year, and then he got 2 years probation or something like that along the lines. And so Jace is he all discombobulated. And so where am I at? Oh yeah. So they leave Royal's house and go to they go to Amber's house. And so I'm guessing Amber is throwing Jace a party as well, or Amber's parents isn't home and she's throwing a party. Either way, she have an artist there performing or whatever like that. But Jace is not, I guess, not trying to ruin everybody else's fun, so everybody else is around at the party. So he just, you know, after they get into a little kerfuffle with some football players, Jace like clears the air. The sophomore, Braxton's sons, little CJ, I guess they trying to give him the big boy experience or whatever. So they got him. He the only young one with them at the party. All the rest of them are seniors. He's the only underclassman. So this girl just starts, kissing on him, and he is drinking. I don't even know if he knew that he was drinking. I don't know if he knew if it was punch or if it was spiked or whatever. He just drinking. He drinking it fast, and he drinking a lot of it. And so after the kerfuffle, Jace was like, y'all got too much to lose, be trying out here getting in trouble. So he's projecting at this point, and so he goes off into the distance or whatever. And he's sitting by the pool by himself, and I guess he just needed to clear his mind. But Amber comes up and was like, oh, I've been looking for you all night. I'm glad you came. I did this for you or whatever like that. And so she was like, my mom and daddy ain't home. And at that moment, I was like, Jace, do not do it. I know you seen Daddy's Little Girls and what happened to Monty when that girl, no, do not do that. Run. Do not. And see, the thing about girls like Amber, I'm just going to preface it that way. Things like, for girls like Amber, saw Jace as a meal ticket. Now, I'm not saying that she was getting with Jace because she knew Jace was going to have money because she already had money. But it's just the simple fact that, like, girls like Amber align themselves with status. You got to have something or be worth something in order to get the attention of a girl like Amber, if that makes sense. I'm trying to be politically correct because I don't want to say anything that is, but if you catch my drift, girls like Amber. Because typically people of other persuasions, when they are seeking out somebody at that level, especially when they know that this person is potentially going somewhere, they try to align themselves that way. Okay, well, I'm already rich, he's going to be rich, it's going to boost my image, and the status is going to come with it. She was trying to take him upstairs, and Jace was like, nah, and I was like, thank you, Jace, because I don't love that for you. I don't love that for you, Jace. Where's Crystal? Where is Crystal, Jace? I'm not feeling that for you. No. So basically, he says no. She goes live and they start like making out. And I'm just like, Jace, please stop. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Okay? And y'all on live, knowing your mama clock everything you do online. Why did you do that? But anyway, he was in his feelings, so I guess he was gonna let her make him feel better, but it wasn't working. So he told her he was tired. He had to get up the next morning at 9 o'clock to go to New York. He had a game. So Jace gets the rest of the guys. Drew is still at Royal House, macking at that girl. But Phil, CJ, Jace, and Musa are all in a car, and Phil is driving. They know that CJ is drunk, so they go to CJ's house, drop him off, make sure he gets to the door. They gave CJ a little pep talk and was like, CJ, this is what CJ, are you listening? This is what we're going to do. You're going to tell your father that you had some bad food and you have food poisoning. Do not say anything. Do not pass stop. Do not collect $300. Go straight to your room and get into bed. Bro, like, please. Why is that a thing? Like, why do teenagers, why did we used to do stuff like that? You just be out here doing reckless stuff. But anyway, so they drop him off. CJ daddy's looking real skeptical, and I won't have no good feelings about CJ Senior. And I was just like, something's going on with him. I don't trust him. He looks suspicious. So he was like, so y'all just so happened to not get sick. Jace was like, I don't know how long the food been out. But either way, his father is not pleased. And so they leave, get back in the car, and they go pick up Drew from Royal's house. They pick up Drew. Jace is all in the car. He like, I gotta tell y'all something. He tell Phil to pull over, and he get out the car. All of them get out the car. Okay? And he was just like, the reporter came and told Crystal, or Crystal told me the reporter came to her and said they know who beat up Coach Warwick or whatever. So all of them are like freaking out. And then Phil is like, bro, why didn't you say nothing? He was just like, I just found out. Crystal just told me. Musa said he not going to worry about it because that's why Musa didn't come back first season. He stayed in California because he was losing it. The guilt was eating him up. He was depressed. He was going to therapy because he just did something that was totally out of his character. But since they're brothers, they depend on each other, they're family, they would do they down. I ride for my dog. Ride for my dog. They said they're gonna ride for whatever. And so basically Jace was like, y'all ain't gotta worry about nothing. I'm not gonna rat on none of y'all. Period. And so like Phil was like, that's why you been messed up all night. So they get in the car. Phil dropped Jace off at the house. Jace mama see the little nasty video he had on TikTok, and she asked him, are you sleeping with her? He talking about some, whoa, that's private. Jace, just say no. You ain't. You ain't. Don't try to make it seem like you doing. You ain't. All right? No. Just say no. Don't sit there and try to make your mama be all up in arms about situations when you could have just said no. But she was like, I ain't ever met that girl. I don't even know who she is. Her parents donate all this money. Who is she? And Jason's like, oh, we just friends. And she was like, mm-hmm. And so I think that's about it. Oh, yeah. They get on the bus the next day, and everybody's phone start. Well, the reporter met with Dr. Lawson, and as she's telling Dr. Lawson what she's about to say, she gets a text message from, I guess, somebody who works with her. And then the team is getting on the bus, and everybody's phone start going off. And so basically, Meg shows Ike the article, and Ike pulls Jace off the bus. I believe Ike knew the truth already anyway. He was waiting on Jace to tell him, but Jace lied and didn't tell him anything. And so they go to New York, and that was the end of the episode. So yeah, y'all. They foreshadowed in episode 2. Jace felt like something big was about to happen. So this is the something big. You know, they're making a to-do about it, and everybody is scared because they don't know what's gonna happen. Crystal is up in arms, Jace is up in arms, Drew is up in arms, Musa is up in arms, Phil is up in arms. What are we gonna do? So in episode 4, next video, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Deuces.